Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be having a look at this little stitch. I already have the tutorial for this stitch on my channel, but I've had a couple of queries about whether or not the edging should be bumpy and also how to sort out the border. It seems like you have a little border when you start, but when you get to your last row there isn't a border here and it looks slightly different on both sides. Okay, so let's get started. So start with an even number of chains, and this time the slight change I've made is, well, you'd still skip the first stitch, but you're going to find the back bump of the stitches, which is just here, and just do a single crochet into the back bump all the way down. And the reason for this, it gives a nice neat finish. Have a little look, you get what looks like a row of chains. Okay, so I will meet you here. So you should now have 11 stitches in total, and as you can see you've got a nice little ridge there of chains at the base of your work. Now to eliminate the bump, which has concerned some of my subscribers, instead of like on the other tutorial I tell you to chain one and turn, omit that chain one. Just turn your work. It doesn't really matter which way you turn it, just don't chain. Don't have this loop too tight on your hook, and then in that first stitch go straight ahead under both loops and do a single crochet, and then in the next stitch do a front loop only single crochet, and in the next stitch, in this previous tutorial I'd suggested you work all the way across using a row of front loop single crochets, but now you can do alternate, just single crochet in the next stitch, then in the next stitch do a front loop only, single crochet, and in the next stitch a regular single crochet, then a front loop single crochet and a regular single crochet, front loop single crochet, regular single crochet, I'll just zoom in slightly, and then the front loop. There's the top of your stitch from the row below. Just go under that front loop there and do a single crochet. Now you're at the last stitch just here, go under both loops and single crochet, and that's how it looks. Now for the next row, don't chain one. This will eliminate the bumps on the side. Just turn your work, insert your hook straight in there and do a single crochet, and then we will see a little bar here, and that's where we're going to do our double crochet just underneath there, and this creates what looks like a little bobble stitch. And as it isn't, I decided to call it a faux bobble stitch. In the next stitch, a single crochet. In the next stitch, the bar across on the row below, a double crochet. A single crochet. And then on this row here, you have this little loop just there because you did a front post stitch before, so it's pushed that little stitch back, and then a single, and then under that little bar, front post, double crochet, a single crochet, and then there's that little bar again. And then you'll see that little bar across the side. Just above that, rotate your work, you'll see the little V, and pop a single crochet in there. So you continue doing this all the way, well, for however many rows you need your work to be, the length. So turn your work again, straight in and do a single crochet, not too tightly there. And there's that little bar, there, 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 and there that we're going to work into. So there isn't a great deal of difference between this tutorial and my last tutorial, but I think it just has improved it slightly and made it that little bit clearer. And this is all you do for each row. Single crochet, a double, but the double goes under this little bar here. And the reason you get a little bar on the other side is you're actually skipping the stitch behind. So it creates a little bar. And you can see the two lines just there. That's the skipped stitch because you've put it in the row below. Single crochet, and then underneath that little bar, and finally the next one here, a single crochet. I think I may have forgotten to mention, when you do the little stitch here through the bar, you don't go into the stitch at the back, you leave that. Okay, so if you just continue now, I'll meet you when we've got a few more rows. Okay, so we've done quite a few more rows here, and as you can see, the edges aren't quite as bumpy at all. And there's your little border at the base. Now, at the top, there doesn't appear to be this little border. So what we can do is just fasten off here. That a little tug. And then we can do a row of single crochets from this side across here, reattaching however you usually do. I've started using the standing stitches a lot more, so just make sure that you start in the first stitch. There's your single crochet and the top of it is just there to the right. Insert your hook underneath there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, and there you've created a standing single crochet. If not, just attach your yarn, chain one and single crochet as you normally would if you find that difficult. And now we're just going to single crochet across this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We should really have 11. Let's have a little look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, that's right. And the last one is here, 11. And then again, just fasten off. If you wanted to, you could go down the other side if you were putting a border, say if it was for a blanket, you could single crochet down the sides here. However, let's have a little look now how this is looking. So you can see you've got a much more balanced look to the work. A nice little finish there, and matching that one because we worked into the back loop of the whole back bump of the chains. This is the effect we got, and that's almost identical. Now when you turn it over, although it's reversible, you do get a bigger border here and here, and try as I might, I've not been able to eliminate that very last little bar there. But on the whole, unless you're really looking hard, I don't think you notice it. So I hope that's helped. Now, if you wanted to create a border all the way around, what I'd suggest is not to do a single crochet attaching here and working across there. If you're wanting it to look as if it's got a border all the way around of single crochets, perhaps you want to work a fancy edging to your blanket. Start here and just do single crochets in one in here and then 2 along in each of these where the little what look like bubbles are, and then work your way across the top to get that edging, then work down the side and finish there. And I think I have, yes, I've got a larger swatch here where I've done that. Just make sure I get it the right way up. Yes. So I started here and finished up here, but instead of starting my single crochets there, I joined on here, worked my single crochets up the side, across the top, and just down this side, and I didn't have to do it along the bottom. And there, that's the other side. So you do seem to get a larger edging here and here, but on the whole, for such an easy stitch, I don't think anybody's going to complain too much about that. Right, so hope you've enjoyed this update and that it's answered a few of your questions, and thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, it'd be great if you could, and also if you've enjoyed it, if you hit the thumbs up. So once again, thanks a lot and take care.